Good morning, we are Team 216-6058. In the following slides, you will hear our analysis and solution for glasswork. We will look at a brief summary explaining the current state of the company, our recommendations and expected results. Later, we will dive into the details of how and why we got to our conclusions.
Crystals is an international company which manufactures tubular glass parenteral packaging including ampoules, vials, cartridge and sterile prefillable syringes. They currently manufacture over 8 million pharma glass and containers and are expected to produce an additional 2 billion for COVID-19 machines. The production process is made of 4 principal activities: tubing, forming, washing and packing. The company is facing problems in 3 main areas: inventory management, supplier distribution and production capacity restrictions. We propose the following recommendations. Suppliers development. Automate the process of tracking inventory levels and adjusting the workflow, as well as adding an SMED methodology and having a new product distribution. We expect to streamline and reduce sourcing activities and lead times, avoid carrying excess and obsolete stock, and having a better standardization per workstation.
Crystals is facing various problems in 3 main areas. The first area with detected issues is operational risks. Due to the pandemic, suppliers are presenting increased risks for business continuity. The second area is related with inventory management. Crystals is currently unaware of the impact of working capital due to the change in inventory position in glasswork, one of the most critical plants located in Switzerland. The company is also unaware of the potential impact of obsolete inventory. The third area is capacity restrictions. Fabricadas, which is one of the new facilities in Chicago, might be facing a capacity restriction due to the sudden increase in demand for its products in the United States. The following assumptions were made based on Crystals' production size, the location of the plants, and the problems we detected. Across all the plants of Crystals, the production is constant and uses a flexible manufacturing system. Glassworks has 267 working days per year, and Fabricada works with 3 shifts of 8 hours per day. For the risk assessment, we are just assuming that the most relevant risk factor, impact-wise, is whether the supplier is single-source or not.
To figure out which supplier presents most significant continuity risk, we evaluated the financial and regulatory factors that contributed to the overall impact as well as the probability of occurrence for each individual risk. We categorize the suppliers into 2 main groups of suppliers, where preventive actions need to be taken. Plaxion and Real Glass are the riskiest suppliers. After further analysis, we found that mitigation activities should include a supplier development program to improve data security and on-time delivery. We also find it obligatory to obtain secondary sourcing options to minimize impact.
First, we detect the SKUs with risk of overstock. Then we classify them in order of importance, where we consider the total cost of inventory and the percentage that it represents in proportional to the total. The estimated cost of obsolete is calculated taking into account marketing knowledge. In the graph, we can see classification A, B, and C, where the elements in A represent the most important classification in terms of overstock and its cost. Therefore, it is necessary to concentrate efforts on this classification. The actions at the middle long term: improve demand forecasting, review and adjust the reorder point, and adding software solutions. In the short term, we propose to sell at a discount or liquidate items or donate products made with obsolete inventory for tax deductions.
After analyzing the workflow and the available productive time, we were able to conclude why the VP and the plant manager have different opinions regarding the capacity. By calculations, the available time is enough to fulfill each of the requirements for each quarter, but the first 2 processes in the workflow are a constraint that could difficult completing the forecasted demand. We recommend changing the current workflow by having every process be able to produce a range, distributing the product flow in a linear way, and scheduling every product processing time per week according to the percentage it represents in the total demand per quarter. Having a better standardized process will help improve quality, as it will be easier to track the source artifacts, and SMED tools will make the setup process faster, reducing the idle time and increasing productivity.
These are the expected results in each of the main problem areas. First, suppliers. Full transparency between organization and suppliers. Develop powerful long-term supplier relationships. Streamline and reduce sourcing activities and lead times. Then, glasswork. Avoid carrying excess and obsolete stock. Free up warehouse space and use it for profitable and productive inventory turns. Finally, fabricadas. Better workflow. Reduce changeover time per week and better standardization per workstation. Reduce defects.
In conclusion, Crystals will be able to reduce the idle time and increase their productivity by adopting a linear workflow that allows a quick change of setup and a constant production. The supplier risks will be mitigated through the risk analysis proposed and a supplier development program. Finally, the projected amount of inventory obsolete impact can be mitigated through negotiations and technological solutions. That brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you all for your attention.